What's up, guys? Welcome back. If you're looking for a change of pace for your easy weeknight dinners, then I have just the thing. Today, I'll be showing you how to make these delicious, cheesy beef enchiladas. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. First things first, we're gonna get our prep work done and out of the way. For that, today we're gonna have to prep 1 yellow onion, 1 jalapeno, and about a 1/4 cup of cilantro. All you need is a cutting board and a nice sharp knife to get the job done. We're gonna dice that onion up nice and small and then do the same thing with our jalapeno. You can remove the seeds if you want it to be less spicy, or if you're a savage and you want it to be extra spicy, you can do 2 or 3 jalapenos. It's totally up to you. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but this knife right here is my knife that I have designed and is finally in production. It should be out on the market in about 2 months or so. I'll definitely report back and let you know. It'll be a limited release, but keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, so we have our onion diced and our jalapeno diced. We're gonna set that aside and prep our cilantro. If you're one of those folks that hate cilantro, no big deal. You can swap in some parsley or just leave it out altogether. Use a little green chop. Use a little chive for garnish if you don't want to use cilantro, no big deal. However, we're gonna go ahead and dice this up and set that aside. That way we get all of our veggie prep work done and out of the way. There we go. We got cilantro, we got jalapenos, we got onion. Now we're gonna break out the cast iron skillet, put that on medium high and hit the skillet with a little avocado oil. I like to use avocado oil because it has a high smoke point, much higher than olive oil or something like that. We're using ground beef today. This is about 1.5 pounds of 80/20 ground beef. I'm gonna add that to the warm skillet and press down to flatten it out with my hands. This ensures the meat makes maximum surface area contact with that skillet. You want it to be flush with the skillet, that way it gets some crust. And that crust is magic, guys. It adds flavor and texture to whatever you're making. So anytime you make ground beef, try this technique out. Same concept as making a burger or steak. Trust me on this one, guys. You wanna give this a try. It'll make a big difference in your flavor. And speaking of flavor, my friends, it's time to add some seasoning to the party. We have some chili powder, cumin, some smoked paprika, and some ancho chili powder all going in. Give that a good mix. Make sure everything is well incorporated. Quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. You want to give that seasoning a few minutes to kind of work its way into the meat, probably 2 to 3 minutes to let that cook down. Then we're going to hit it with a little all-purpose seasoning. This is a blend of salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder, a few other spices as well. If you don't have my AP seasoning, you can get it via the link in the description box, or just hit it with a little salt and pepper to wake things up a bit. There we go. We got our meat seasoned beautifully. We're going to remove that with a slotted spoon. This is going to help us remove the meat from the skillet, but leave behind all that fat and flavor in the skillet to season our veggies. Now we're going in with the onion and the jalapeno. Give that a mix and sweat that down for about 2 to 3 minutes until it starts to get tender. We're just building flavors along the way, guys. We're going to make this enchilada sauce, and all of that flavor from the skillet is going to be in there, and that is what we want. You want to develop flavor over time, season as you go, taste as you go, and adjust the flavor to your preference. That's what it's all about. Once we have those onions and jalapenos sweat down, we're going to go ahead and add in some garlic. You can use minced garlic or fresh garlic or the tube that you guys always see me use, but today we're using fresh. 2 cloves of garlic going into our garlic press. We're gonna press that in and let that join the party. You wanna add the garlic a little bit later after you get the veggies a head start, because garlic has a tendency to burn and we don't want that to happen. Once the garlic's in there, give it a good mix, allow the aroma to fill the room, and your house will be smelling absolutely amazing. Thank me later. Now we're going in with 1 heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. That's gonna add some concentrated flavor and help thicken up the sauce a little bit. So work that in with your spatula as well. We're still working over medium-low heat at this point. Now we're going in with the all-purpose flour. That's also going to help thicken things up for our sauce. Another quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Once we cook off that raw flour taste, which takes about a minute or 2, really doesn't take very long, now we're going in with our tomato sauce. So 1 can of tomato sauce is going in. Pour that in and give it a good mix. Again, we're still working over medium-low heat. You don't want your heat to be too high because that tomato sauce will splatter all over the place, and I don't want to be responsible for your messy kitchen, although I probably already am, and for that I apologize. Now we're going in with the chicken broth or chicken stock. Either one will work fine for this recipe. Pour that in. and give that a mix as well. You wanna make sure that everything is well incorporated, that way your sauce takes on the right consistency. After that, we're gonna add our ground beef back to the party that was seasoned to perfection and cooked earlier. And now we're gonna also add in some dried oregano. That's gonna add some nice flavor to the party as well. Tons of flavor in this recipe, guys. Enchiladas are super easy to make. They freeze really well, they refrigerate and reheat really well also. This is great for leftovers or meal prep for the week. You can use low carb tortillas if you want to make it a little bit healthier and cut back on the carbs a little bit. I do that sometimes as well. There we go. This is what our sauce is looking like. Oh man, that looks good. Give it one little taste just to make sure we got it just right. If not, you can add a pinch of salt or two. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of salt because my all-purpose seasoning is low sodium. So just keep that in mind. If you're using a different all-purpose seasoning, that may not be low sodium. So make sure you taste as you go. Give that a good mix. And now, my friends, we're gonna shred our own cheese just because it melts so much better than the store-bought pre-shredded stuff that has all the potato starch and whatnot on there. Feel free to use whatever cheese you like. Today, I'm going with cheddar and some Monterey Jack. Once that cheese is shredded, we're gonna set that aside and get to work on our tortillas. There's a couple different ways you can warm your tortillas. The easiest and fastest way, in my opinion, is to get a wet paper towel and place your tortillas in between the two wet paper towels and pop that in the microwave for 15 to 20 seconds. You could also do this on a stove top or in a skillet. Next, we're gonna break out a casserole dish. This is 9 by 11. You can use something similar in size. First things first, we're going down with some of that sauce, and then we're gonna make our enchiladas. So we're gonna lay down the tortilla, go down with some of that delicious meat sauce that we made. Then we're gonna add some cheese, roll that up tightly, and place that into the casserole dish. Enchiladas come together super quick. They're easy to prep ahead of time. They reheat really well. This is one of those recipes that I really don't make all that frequently, but every time I do, I ask myself why I don't make it more often. So once you have your tortillas rolled up nice and tight, we're gonna nestle them into the casserole dish. Make sure that you fill it all the way up. Don't short yourself. More cheese going on top of the sauce. We're gonna roll that up again and do the same thing until you fill your casserole dish. Absolute comfort food at its best right here, my friends. I can't wait for you guys to try this recipe. Let me know in the comments what other recipes you want to see coming up soon. Once you have all those tortillas in there nice and snug, we're going to top that with some more meat sauce right on top. And then, of course, we're going to hit it with some cheese. You want to get some good coverage, but you still want to be able to see the tortilla, so don't cover it completely like you would like a lasagna or something like that. I'm going to top this with some more ground beef because why the hell not? Can't go wrong with that, right? Then we're going down with that cheese blend, and then this is going into the oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes or until the top is golden brown and beautiful like so. Say it with me, guys, looking good. I'm going down with some freshly diced raw onion because that's how I like mine. It's totally optional. We're also going to add some fresh diced cilantro for a pop of color. If you don't like cilantro, you could always use parsley. And now, my friends, it's time to plate this up. Get us a taste test. Oh man, that looks good. Going down with some freshly grated lime zest as well for a pop of freshness. Kind of wakes everything up a little bit. Now it's time to plate this up. Brace yourself for a trademark money shot. I'm going down with some sour cream as well. Sour cream makes everything taste a little bit better. We're also going to garnish this with some avocado, a little bit more cilantro, and now all I need is my fork. Oh man, I can't wait to dive into this one. Going in for the taste test, moment of truth. This one's definitely fork drop worthy. That's my recipe for beef enchiladas. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you give your boy a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.